are back, and I would just want to say, first let me start what I had a problem with. So I was very, very tired. Whenever I went to get my hair done, and I say I have gray, so I have to dye my hair a little bit. The 3 different hairstylists told me that my hair is falling in excessive amounts, that's just normal, not normal. And I also noticed that the eyebrows at the ends, they were kind of disappearing a little bit. But the problem with the hair, it was really bothering me. And also I felt very dizzy. For example, when I was talking with my parents through Skype, I would start laughing or something after half an hour. When I would laugh, I was like, "Ooh, I'm ready to pass out." And I was starting to get so dizzy just sitting in front of a computer and typing. Whatever I was doing, I wasn't feeling. I was kind of like out of balance. On skates in September, it got to the point that whenever I was trying to do something, I felt like my balance is not there. When I did spins, like I was ready to fall on ice, I'm like, I can't function, I can do this, I can skate. There's something really, really wrong. So that's why I went to see Diana. Now, besides all eating the vegetables and fruits, not eating a pork, absolutely because?
Well, I tell people not to get me wrong. Pork is a very parasitic meat, and I personally think it doesn't matter if you're vegan, if you're meat eater, whatever. I will say for everyone, it's very parasitic, and I don't think that thing is fitting anything good into your body system. And pork, beef, and also lots of the red meat are very hardly, they're not very highly digested by our stomach. Because remember, lots of us, especially in North America, we lack the juices, the gastric juices, the enzymes, the proper enzymes, because we eat way too much out of control. So that there's imbalance in the stomach area and also like the gut altogether. So it's very difficult to be eating something so complex when you can't even digest it. So that's when I recommended her to go for more like lean protein, like probably like fish, chicken, and even eggs once in a while. I know for some people, if you're not allergic to eggs, you can still have some eggs. You can even have some wild poultry as well, but just make sure you have each of them with your digestive enzyme, because there's a big chance that you cannot digest it. This is something we're going to be talking again after, but I will let her the word so she can tell you how's her meal plan going.
So meal plan is going good. This is what I do throughout the day. Okay, let's just do this, and I'm doing this for the last 5 weeks, I think, or so, 5-6 weeks.
Yeah, at least, yes.
Well, that doesn't mean like that I'm out of the worst already. Like I think I feel way better. I feel sometimes even hyper, which is good. I skate for an hour, and I'm feeling I can still do another hour, but I just need to go home because I need to do some work. And everything else, like hair-wise, actually, it's hard to show, but when I bring it up, like I have all the baby hair everywhere coming out is really,
yes, you should see that.
Really full. Even the hairstylist last week, she said that when she puts her hands there, it's really full. Also, the eyebrows are definitely full now. There's this hair everywhere. So there's a big difference in this. Morning when I wake up, before I go skating, well, the first thing she gave me was this Hawaiian Spirulina.
That's the fun.
It's not so bad as it looks. It's kind of green, muddy looking green. Like that, I'll show it.
That's superfood.
Yeah, it's a superfood. It's Hawaiian Spirulina. So I put this in a lemon water. I'll squeeze half a lemon, put a little bit of water. My trick is, though, what I do, because it doesn't taste really, really that great. So I put half water with lemon here, half water with lemon to the other glass. This I basically amount, and I'm like literally doing this.
That's her own little experience, not mine. I didn't tell her to do that.
So that I do in the morning. After that, I forgot to pour out.
Are you making your celery juice as well in the morning sometimes?
No, I do it in the afternoon.
Okay, it's fine. She's juicing. She's juicing too.
Yeah. So when I have this, I still have my cup of coffee later on in the morning. I like the taste. I know she would probably want me to throw it away, but I can't help it. I just really like it, and that's my one bad habit I'm gonna probably stick with. And then
it's okay. Once a day, it's fine. As long as you get the good kind too. Make sure it's not something that's been poisoned and sprayed.
Okay. So then I do hair and nails and skin. That's for the hair, for the thyroid. I also have, if I go skating, I just have an egg with a toast, almond butter on it. Love that thing. Oh my gosh, that's so addictive, the almond butter. and I'm ready to go skate. I go for skating, I come back, then I have right away a protein shake, which I never had before. If you would show me a protein bar before, especially when I'm modeling, I'm like, no thanks, because I'm gonna be huge. Because I honestly thought I'm gonna look like a bodybuilder every time I touch the protein. That's exactly what it was. So now I have the protein shake, which we're gonna do later on today. And that's my super treat of the whole day. I'm looking forward to the shake like crazy. I love the taste of it, and I'm kind of full for the next 2 hours. I don't have to have lunch right away. I have a little bit later lunch. I usually have some kind of a vegetables. I have a little piece of meat with that, and a little bit of side like a sweet potato or the rice, or something else, but the rice you told me, no, gluten-free.
Yes, yes.
And then in the afternoon I have snacks.
So you can replace things like by quinoa, because we're trying to be a little bit less gluten than like as possible, you know, because
so gluten-free, dairy-free, anti-inflammatory. That's what I'm doing.
Anti-inflammatory, yes. And even I'm going to. Can I talk a little bit about this protein? I know we mentioned about the whey and also the dairy products. I wanted to enlighten people. The reason why I recommend some of my clients protein is because some of them are having protein but they're not having enough, or they're not having the right kind. So remember I said, I think that was in the previous video, that like some red like for example meat could be highly, like especially red meat, some of them could be highly inflammatory, especially for people who have a lot of digestive issue going on. I'm not going to say don't eat meat, because I know lots of people here are meat eaters, okay? But I'm that kind of person. I'm flexible. I want to work with you and make sure that it works for you, not what I want to dictate you, right? Because my body is your body and someone else's body is completely different. But coming back to the protein, it's all non-genetically modified. It's all organic, so we're talking about things that are not sprayed in there, that have no synthetic things, where it's not undenatured, unaltered. What's the new fancy name? I can't even pronounce it. Irradiated. Wow. So much fancy names, but it's all gluten-free too, dairy-free, and it's made of superfood and lots of vegetarian protein, like things that we will find in your sprouting, you would find, you know, like in sweet pea and stuff like that. It still gives you wonderful muscle, it still gives you a lot of great health and energy, because remember, we still have to have a little bit of protein, right? So, but it doesn't give you the side effect. So the inflammatory part, right, and also the more digestive problem part. So it's still it's the one that's helping. It doesn't matter which brand you have. Just make sure your protein is non-genetically modified, organic, gluten-free, and dairy-free. As long as you're in an anti-inflammatory program, or as long as you want to stay healthy and not create a block into your gut, right? So going back to that beautiful lady, let's she's gonna enlighten more.
So in the
own stuff.
in the afternoon, I have usually a little bit of snack, and that's usually when I do the juicing in the afternoon, because then I'm looking for some kind of a comfort food for snack. So I'm like, what should I have? So sometimes I have a little bit of vegetables, but sometimes I just do the drink, and that satisfies me enough. Or I have a banana or something like that. And then dinner, and of course throughout the day I also take these plant digestive enzymes, which you gave me.
Yes.
And I think, and this. I admit, I'm cheating on this one a little bit here and there, because it's just really very difficult. It smells kind of strong.
And it is strong, yes.
And so maybe every second day, but I'm gonna try to do some more of this. It's just gonna find a juice with it which is strong enough to kill the taste.
You can put it like, I don't know, like possibly a pineapple juice with orange.
You know what? I tried the grapefruit juice, and that's strong enough, the grapefruit juice, to kill it. So I can do it.
Yeah, you can even put it in your shake too sometimes, because it's good for, you know, like circulation, anemia in the extremities, like people that are very anemic, people that can't even function like me. Like, so I need that. That's energy, that's good for circulation, anemia in extremities. You're also cleansing a little bit your lymphatic system, your liver, like your overall body, while keeping yourself healthy, you know, and you don't have to worry too much. Did I take my iron pills today? But it does taste weird. Yes. So you might need to mix it with something that's great. Yes.
And I also want to say that this is all what works for me. It doesn't mean necessarily it's gonna work for you. We would strongly suggest to find somebody who does something like Diana, or maybe you can contact Diana, make an appointment if you're local, and, you know, make her or some other nutritionist prepare a meal plan for you. So don't copy me because it might not work for you. It might do more harm than anything.
Exactly.
But you should really get someone who trusts and understands to help your, little bit of eating habits. Now, hair care, so that was all about food, but now hair care, you were telling me that before I shampoo my hair,
Yeah.
I'm supposed to put the apple cider vinegar.
Yes, that's our apple cider vinegar here.
And I got into trouble because this is actually in a plastic bottle.
And well, I was telling Zdenka that she did a great job, by the way, getting the apple cider vinegar because do you have any dandruff or anything like beside the hair? So we want to strengthen the hair follicle, right? Because we're talking about everything here. We want to strengthen the hair follicle so they don't, and you want to remove buildup of those past chemicals that have been sitting in your scalp. Because that too can contribute to the different problems, right? And also even like your shower. That's something we're gonna be talking in the next video probably. It's way too much. But she got it in a plastic bottle and I told her there's nothing wrong with the apple cider vinegar. It's fermented, it's good, has the mother of everything, but I would prefer avoiding certain plastic, especially if it's not like this, if it's not like some of the things that are sealed, or if it doesn't say, especially some of the company they use like they use cheap materials. So where they have lots of things like that are synthetic under a plastic bottle, especially for apple cider vinegar. Fat and fermented stuff, make sure it's always in a glass thing, especially fat and fermented, because it's gonna end up leaking into your product and you don't want that, okay? So she got here her apple cider vinegar. She just take 1 tablespoon and mix it with some water.
So I put 1 tablespoon, mix it with water, and I put it into my hair, right? It doesn't smell. And then I wash it with water, and then I do the shampoo. And he also suggested the rosemary, rosemary essential oil. I like the smell a lot. And then I kind of rub it in my scalp and I massage it for a bit. And then I wash it, and I don't usually blow dry my hair. This is exceptional, it's a little bit blow dry, but I don't blow dry my hair. I just let it go. And that's why I look so frizzy every time you see me on skating videos.
And you have great hair. I like frizzy hair, come on.
And so I use this, pretty much the rosemary, to stimulate a little bit of growth. So that will be for the hair.
I would like to mention too, this is essential oils, so it's a lot more concentrated than other oils, right? So it's made by a company called Young Living. It's in Canada and also United States. It's a very great company. The reason why I use their oils and also New Roots, it's because their oils have this potency, but also it's not because people say it's natural and pure. Natural and pure doesn't really mean anything. That you must know now that by now. A lot of things that says natural and pure could be a natural and pure synthetically made thing, right? So it's all, what they do is that they went through the two testing, and also they test their products. They're very involved in their products, and whatever I've researched the company and realized they're one of the companies, Young Living and New Roots. They're one of the companies that makes great essential oils because they're very involved, in the field of all these, these plants and flowers and herbs. So they go through testing, right? So testing is important. If you tell me it's pure, I don't even know if it's pure. I have to call you and ask you, has it been tested? So that's something too. And make sure you don't apply it directly on the skin, right? Or on the scalp. I think you put it in your shampoo, or something like that, so it's less, because you don't want to put essential oils directly in your skin. It's too strong. But that gives this invigoration, this circular. It's very circulatory for the scalp. That's why you see that beautiful lady growing so much baby hair.
Hopefully you get back to
what it was
like when I was used to the modeling.
Yes.
It was nice and healthy, but now it's kind of like it's there. Also, there's one thing I do for my feet after skating. Once a week, and I saw it somewhere, I don't know if you're gonna agree with me if it's a good thing to do or not, I take this huge pen, because my feet are big and I couldn't find a big enough item to soak it in. So I put warm water. I put, I would say 1/3 cup of Epsom salt, and then I put 2 cups of, what is this called? Baking soda, yes, baking soda.
That's excellent.
So I put Epsom salt and 2/3 basically of baking soda, and I'm sitting for half an hour, still working, editing photos. I work as a photographer, so on a computer, but I'm soaking my feet, and you know what? Actually, it feels pretty good.
Yeah, it's a detoxing thing, right?
It's a detoxing, but I think it's a little bit relaxing after the skating boots. It
Yes.
kind of relaxes you a little bit. So I try to do that once a week, and I feel a difference.
Yes, and you do look great. Like I saw you this morning, I was like, whoa, girl, you look bomb.
Because I have makeup on.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel much, but still, you feel.
I feel better thanks to you, so I really appreciate the time and everything you put, and I'm very happy. I visited your office, and actually I will share with you her website, so if you need to get in touch with her directly, please go ahead. So if you're local, make sure you visit her if you want, because it's worth a try. It's worth talking to her and get you on a healthy track and